Yes, it's time for another intermission. The stuff in between. Almost like you push the pause button. And sometimes that's what you need to do in life. Sometimes you hear me say this on my podcast, on and off. We live in busy times. I read some different articles about the times we're living in, and the flood of information, the stuff that's demanding, things that we have at our fingertips, things that we demand, want right now, and even faster. And it's all available all the time, 24/7. We've never lived in a time like this. And I could go on and on about this, but you know what I'm talking about. You look at your life, where you at, if you listen to this, what's going on, the workloads, the stresses, the demands, what needs to get done, the to-do lists, accommodating things, accommodating people, family, friends. It's a lot. It can be a lot unless you learn how to push the pause button. And that's hard. That's not an easy task. That's not just something you can just, decide to do. Like, from now on, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe it works that way. Technically, it can start that way. But normally there's a time frame involved in doing something, some life-altering decisions, or something that will alter your life from once you made the decision. And it normally takes 12 weeks, something like that, maybe 21 weeks or 21 days. I don't know. There's something, it takes some time. Let's say a month, and then see how it goes. But to hit the pause button is simply where you decide, you know what, for today, even though there's other stuff I need to do, I did some things already, so now I need to push the pause button and just take a break. This is one of my favorite spots. I come out here. This is, those that watch the video, it's a parking lot, and it's outside, and it's like a curb, and I sit on it. And from here, I get some ideas because I looked at the perspective that I'm looking at things from here is different than when I'm standing. Obviously, you can do the same thing if you elevate yourself, go up somewhere or go down somewhere. And sometimes it's good to, get further down and look at the situation, or even a tree, or even like the parking lot, or even my car. From here, it looks different. My truck, that is. So I hope you dig what I'm saying. It's just so many times it's a matter of perspective. How do we see it? How does somebody else see it? You heard the expression is there's always two sides of a coin. It's two sides of a coin. My goodness, I can't believe I just said what I said. I don't even know what that was. But that's what I wanted to say. There's always two sides of a coin, or two sides of a story, or whatever. Anything, that is our perspective, how we look at it, our emotions, our scope of what we see. We see in parts, we know in parts, and it's hard at times to see the whole picture. That's very, very hard. So saying all of this, it's also good to sometimes for making decisions of different things that need to require a lot of attention and a process. It's good to push the pause button, because that helps you to just disengage. That doesn't mean you ignore it. Doesn't mean you're procrastinate. That's not what I'm talking about. But sometimes you need to take a step back. Sometimes you need to go back in order to go forward. And now, a friend of mine just arrived. For those that see this on video, this is Wibbles, my cat, one of my cats here. And it's always lovely, because those are things that happen when you push the pause button. And because he would love some attention, which I give him right now, stroke him, pet him, because he needs some love, like all of us. But anyway, speaking about intermission, stuff in between, take a break, and the pause button also might help, because some of us, or some of you, or us, all of us, we go through stuff. Life it throws things at us, I would say, that is hard to control sometimes. Some of it is beyond our control, even though we'd like to control it. Like the weather, unless they manage to control it, who knows? But technically, if you talk to people, if it's too hot, they complain. If it's too cold, they complain. You can talk about the weather all day long, and it's never perfect. That's why my motto is very simple, and I learned it from the Swiss. There's no bad weather, there's only bad clothing, because you can be out here right now. It's not raining, it's not too hot, it's comfortable. But even if it is, you saw some of my videos or my podcasts, and I'm outside when there is a storm. I'm outside when it's raining. I'm outside when it's scorching hot. I'm outside because I choose to, and push the pause button. And so, whatever you're facing right now, I hope and I pray that you can push the pause button, that you can reflect, that you can take a step back, that you can look at the situation, take a breather. Sometimes, it helps with somebody else, or talk to somebody else, or just be silent. It helps me a lot, just be still. Obviously, right now, I'm not. Right now, I'm engaging with you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And thanks for making this podcast possible. So that's pretty much all I have to say about taking a pause, taking a break, and the stuff in between, because we need to do that for our health. I've learned a lot, even from a biblical perspective. Helps me a lot to see it that way, because we forget about it. It says, the scripture says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, everything basically. This is the great commandment, and the second is as the first one, which means love your neighbor as you love yourself. And we know the first part, but we forget. I think most of us don't hear the second part, because if I don't learn to love myself, which means self-care, take care of myself, sleep enough, eat right, exercise, emotionally be stable, taking breaks, pause buttons. I heard that the people that live the longest on this earth right now, in different places of the earth, a big factor is how you do with how you engage with your community, that you are active in a community, that you have family, that you are active actually doing something and engage and not just stop, that you eat what you eat. Also, your surrounding is important. Different factors, without going into that now, but it helps moving forward with whatever we go through, whatever we're facing, to actually take a break sometimes and push the pause button. I think I mentioned it several times. I hope you get the feeling. So maybe that's what you need to do right now. I encourage you to do that. I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes right now, so I just need to finish this up, wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? But just wanted to share that with you for another intermission. And hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being on this journey with me. It really is a joy and a pleasure and an honor. And if one of my videos, podcast episodes speak to you, and you feel like, hey, this is cool stuff, share it with a friend. Send it, forward, when you send it forward, push the, whatever your devices you use, just forward it to somebody and say, hey, check this out. That would be helpful. That would help me, and it would be a great joy, nevertheless, with everything else going on. So that's all I have for you about intermission, about pushing the pause button. And I hope you have a great night, great evening, great morning, great whatever it is and time it is to move forward.